When you're 20, 100% equities is pretty easy. Just put in there, don't look at the statement, you'll come out and you'll be ahead of the game over time. But when you decide you want to retire, you got to make sure that you have that guaranteed income coming in.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Paycheck. I am back with the wonderful Paula. And today we have a question from Suzanne.
Okay, so welcome back, Kevin. So Suzanne is asking me about what investments should she be doing in her 50s because she wants to retire in probably about 10 years. So she wanted to make sure her investment portfolio was in line with that goal of retiring.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. So age 50, investments for somebody who wants to retire in 10 years.
Okay. So it really comes down to what you've done prior to age 50, because it depends on how much money you have. So if you're behind the 8 ball and you don't have enough money, I would say you might want to have your portfolio more towards growth than stability, because you have to make up if you're lacking. But let's assume Suzanne has invested and has enough money and she knows what continuing her investment strategy. She will have enough money for retirement, but she's still concerned about, if at 2000, 2001, 2002, 2008, 2020, when the market went down, she still wants to reach that goal. So she wants some sort of safety. Okay. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So if you're investing in the market, which we're talking about equity, stock market, it goes up and goes down. Well, we don't need it to drop 30% when we're going into retirement, because likely that may change the decision of being able to retire or not. So we want to start looking at stuff that provides us a little bit more stability. No investment is perfect. Every investment has some sort of risk, all those nice little disclaimers out there. But there are some things that you can look at that can reduce down the risk in your portfolio. And that could be adding individual bonds, maybe increasing your cash a little bit, looking for stuff that's a little bit more stable, or considering dividend paying stocks so that you'll have that income coming in from those dividends. Also, another option out there is looking at some annuities. And I know annuities to some people are like, taboo. They're the worst thing since sliced bread, but they're not. In my eyes, I think that they have great investment options for people that are looking for reoccurring guaranteed income.
Can you remind us of what annuities are for someone who might have forgotten?
So an annuity is an investment with an insurance company. And there's different types of annuities. There's 4 different types of annuities. There's SBO, which is a guaranteed income. So you give the insurance company, say, $100,000, and then they're going to give you income for however you set it up with them for the rest of your life. Okay, so no matter what, you're going to get that income. So thinking about somebody in retirement, isn't that an awesome option to know that you're going to have that income along with your Social Security coming in for the rest of your life? Then there are like what we call fixed annuities. They pay you a fixed rate of return. So recently the interest rates have been high, so you can look at maybe a 4 or 5% guaranteed rate of return for a certain time period. So it could be 3 or 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever you lock that up into. We have variable annuities, which are very similar to like an investment account. They have what they call sub-accounts. And inside of those sub-accounts are investing in stocks or bonds or whatever that investment objective is. And then we have index annuities that offer downside protection with potential for some sort of a capped growth. It just all depends on the products. But within a lot of those annuities, they offer what we call living benefits. And those benefits can give you a guaranteed income source down the road. So you could purchase an annuity today, say at age 55, and say you're going to start taking income from it at age 65. And then it'll provide you with this income. They'll illustrate it for you for the rest of your life. Sometimes even the rest of your spouse's life, if you had your spouse on there also, even if the account value goes to 0.
Interesting.
So they're pretty cool. I would suggest that you reach out to a financial planner and do your homework, because there's a lot of fees that are associated with some of those annuities. Some of them don't have any fees, but there's a lot of fees associated with those, and there are risks involved in anything. So it's always important that you reach out to somebody who can answer all those questions. So I'm keeping it very high level on that conversation. So it, for a lot of people, a lot of single people, a lot of women ideally are look for options that with their Social Security and some type of income, guaranteed income source, that they know that their expenses are going to be taken care of. And then they use the rest of their investments for something else. So back to the question for Suzanne, I would say, first of all, meet with a financial planner to review all your options and make sure your plan is going where it's supposed to be going. And then look at, different options. But ideally, you want to become a little bit more conservative because you want that safety, because you want to make sure you're able to retire. But if you live another 20, 30 years, you're going to need growth to keep pace with taxation and inflation. So it's important that you have a combination of both.
What do you say to somebody who says it's too late for me to start investing?
At
any age.
At any age? Well,
yeah.
Of course it's...
if you're 92, you're going to live to 93, it's tough. I would say let's just say 40s and 50s.
It's never too late because you got to take advantage of compounding. So what compounding is, if you think about a snowball and you roll it down a hill, it gets bigger and bigger as it goes down. So that's kind of like compounding, is your money earning money your money is earning money, and then that money is earning money. So it just keeps going and going and going. So the longer you wait to planning for your retirement, of course, the more you're going to have to save and the less time you're going to take advantage of compounding, of course, versus the earliest. So I'll share an example with you.
Please.
So let's say you started at age 20 and you saved $2,000 a year, just $2,000 until you were age 30. And let's say you earned an average of an 8% rate of return. At 65, you'd have, I think, around $460,000, $470,000. Okay. So to duplicate that, I'm going to check on my numbers. If you started at age 40 and you did invested from 40 to 65, earning that same 8%, still the goal was $460,000, $470,000. You'd have to save like $10,000, almost $11,000 a year. That's huge.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big difference.
Big difference. Big difference.
Compounding is, I think it's a very hard thing. It's a very hard concept to understand because there's the old magic penny thing. Would you rather have $5 million or a penny that doubles every day?
You'd have the penny that doubles every day.
Yeah, because it's like 10.5 million at the end of 31 days. But it's very hard. I would have said 5 million before I understood compounding. Give me the 5 million. What do we? A penny that doubles every day? I'm gonna have like 26 cents. You have like 10.5 million. But I understand it's a very hard concept to get to land. I just reread The Compound Effect. Have you ever read The Compound Effect?
I don't think so.
A book by Darren Hardy, and it's all about everything compounds. Your conversations with your spouse, fitness, all that stuff. It's a great book. I'd recommend it.
I'll check it out.
I'd recommend it.
You could send it to me.
I will send it to you. Yeah, consider it done. I will send it to you.
Okay, so next podcast, we'll make sure that we check in to see if he has sent me my book.
I will send it. Wait, I got to send you the actual book?
Well, how else would you send it to me?
I would just send a screenshot of it to you.
No, send me the book.
Well, I have the audiobook. I don't have the real one.
I know. I wish you could share audiobooks.
Well, they put them right out of business.
I know, but sometimes maybe you could share one a month or something with somebody.
Maybe for the person's birthday.
Yeah,
that'd be a good idea.
Oh, that's a great idea. So, a gift for your birthday. Yeah, here's a
little
gift.
Marketing, little marketing stuff.
That would be an awesome idea. And my birthday just happens to be every day.
Well, yeah, I mean, I put me out of business every day. All right, is there anything we didn't touch on in today's topic? I want to make sure. I know we wanted to talk about compounding a little bit. We did. Is there anything we're missing for investments for age?
Well, yes, I would say that if your portfolio is 100% equities and you're getting into your 50s, you definitely want to go in and change that, revise that. And I would say the same thing if you're in very low risk, low return investments. You're going to want to look at your portfolio and make sure that you add some growth in there. Yeah, when you're 20, 100% equities is pretty easy. Just put in there, don't look at the statement. You'll come out and you'll be ahead of the game over time. But when you decide you want to retire, you got to make sure that you have that guaranteed income coming in.
As always, it would benefit you to reach out to a professional because
Always.
because everything is very specific to you.
Well, I think that, like a lot of people don't want to reach out to a financial planner because it's going to cost them money or whatever their reason is. They feel they can do it themselves. But that's not necessarily the answer, because sometimes there's a fee to it, depending on who you talk to. Maybe it's a simple question and they'll answer it for you without charging you a fee. And sometimes the fee's based on your portfolio size. But how much better off would you be when you have somebody saying, hey, listen, Kevin, I know the market just dropped 20%. Get off the roof. We're not selling everything. We're not making a bad decision that you're going to regret when the market pops back up. And, once you sell, it's a guaranteed loss. And then who knows when the best time to get back in is. I mean, who knows when that bottom is. So hiring a professional, you would hire a professional if you had a heart issue, correct?
Yes, for sure. Well, I know I can't fix that myself. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So either you're going to do your own homework and educate yourself, but as being a financial planner in another life, I know that there's things that I know that other people aren't going to know.
Yeah.
They aren't going to know. And there's products available out there that you buy through a financial planner that you can't get on the street.
Make it sound like it's drugs. Maybe the opposite. Maybe it's not drugs. You can get drugs in the street. Yeah, it's awareness. Awareness is a lot of the issues, a lot of the problems, a lot of the pains that we have in life are because we don't have the awareness to make the problem go away or predict the problem.
Correct. And don't be ashamed. Like, I think shame and guilt are one of the biggest reasons people don't reach out to talk to a financial planner, because they're embarrassed. Like, maybe I didn't say when I was in my 20s and I waited to my 40s and I know I'm behind the 8 ball and I don't want to go sit there and listen to somebody tell me all the things that I should have been doing. If that's the case, you shouldn't talk to that person in the first place. But it's okay. Find somebody that's supportive of you and is going to help you on that journey. And then I look at people who are retired, who want to do things themselves. Well, if you're sitting at home watching your money and making investment trades and doing all those other things, well, the clients that are working with planners are out traveling, and because they don't have to worry about it.
Make it sound mighty nice.
It is nice. I mean, who doesn't want to you've got enough responsibility. Who doesn't want to take that off your plate of having determined, should you be in this or should be in that? And because there's reasons, I can make a case for any type of investment for sure, but you got to know what the right investments are for you.
So as always, make sure you reach out to a seasoned professional.
Correct.
So and your specific case use is...
not your coworker.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. Just because somebody's doing better doesn't mean they know what they're doing. Some people get lucky.
Some people get lucky, and some people do their homework. I know there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there that are doing very, very well, and I applaud them. But if you don't have that knowledge, then you should reach out to a professional.
And that is what we will end with. Take us away, my friend.
So if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask for Kevin and I, please email me at paula@paulachristine.com.
And we will talk to you all next week.
Take care.